Good evening, everybody. My name is Saumil, and I make amazing contents on Amazon Web Services such as Lambda, Dynamo, EventBridge, Step Functions, etc., etc. This video is very important because I'll be teaching you a data modeling exercise. Consider the use case, and again, all the materials is given in the description. So make sure you download and try this out. Please note, if you try this out, it's good because this will increase your knowledge in the domain. So you are a senior engineer at ABC Corporation, and ABC Corporation is designing the next generation ticketing system that helps client navigate through their platform. As a senior engineer, you are asked to model the data and design a backend which will give the information to the front end team. There are two entity, user and tickets. Again, this is a classy example of a many-to-many. And I have been speaking on this topic from a long time. Again, many-to-many, right? A user will have an ID, name, alias, and a profile picture, and tickets, right? So tickets will have an ID, ticket will have a name, description, status, and a due date. So here is a classy example where a user can have multiple tickets. Each ticket could be assigned to multiple users. So there's many-to-many. And remember, the way we essentially model this is two-way embedding, right? So in the user table, we will reference the ticket ID, and in the ticket table, we will reference the user ID. That's how we essentially model many-to-many. The access pattern given are as follows. So I'll show you the access pattern. For a given user, fetch all the tickets assigned to them. For a given user, fetch the tickets where the status is blocked, closed, open, etc. For a user, fetch their details, right? And for tickets, the access pattern of for given tickets, who are the user assigned to it and what is the status of the ticket. For a given ticket, fetch the name, description about the ticket. For a given ticket, what is the due date, right? All these crucial information we wanna bring. So now let's try to model this. Now again, I always tell you, right, when you wanna model design, when you wanna do data modeling, open up Excel, write down your access pattern. So the first step of the process is I essentially wrote down my entity and the attributes. So I know that the user have these attributes, right? Now, since it's a many-to-many, I do know that I have to have a reference in the user table. So I'll have a reference of ticket ID. We'll make this a green color. And in the tickets, we'll have a reference of a user ID. That's how usually you model a many-to-many, right? Now look at this. Now, again, this will look a little weird, but trust me, as I explain you, this will make sense. Ready? So this is how you would design the system. Now you're like, what the hell, Saumil? Guys, hold on. Please hear me out, okay? So focus your attention over here. This is the user entity. So what I've done is essentially a user has many tickets. Remember, going back here, a user will have many tickets. So I'm referencing the tickets, the many part. So in the user, I'll be referencing the tickets, and in the tickets, I'll be referencing the user. Hold on, guys. I swear to God, this makes sense. So a user, observe here, a user ID 1, ticket 1. So user has a ticket 1, user 1 has ticket 2, user 2 has ticket 3, user 2 has ticket 2. So a user has many tickets, right? And this is the information about the user. I am storing this as a complex attribute, again, in a map object or a dictionary, however you want to call. So here I can easily update the items in the user data in O of 1, right? So that's that. Now, again, as I said, I will reference, again, when you have a many-to-many, I'll be referencing the many part in the user table, and in the tickets table, I'll be referencing the user, okay? So what I did is here, I drew a column here called GSI1, right, over here. So what I'm gonna do is, for example, user 1 is working on ticket 1. So I put ticket 1 here. User 1 is working on ticket 2. So I put ticket number 2 here. And I do it so on, right? Now I repeat the same process for tickets, right? Now remember, tickets have following attributes and will reference the many part, that is the user ID here, right? Observe, okay? Ticket, observe the first part, rest is just a piece of cake. Ticket 1 has user 1, which means on ticket number 1, user 1 is working. On ticket number 2, user 1 is working, which means if you observe, user 1 is working on 2 tickets. Okay, just hang on, okay? And then what we do is, again, as I said, when you model many-to-many, you reference in the ticket. So in the tickets object, we're going to reference the user. Observe carefully. So here I'm referencing the user in the ticket entity, right? Over here, right? This column. So now just by looking at this, I can say, oh, user 1 is working on 2 tickets, user 2 is working on a ticket, right? Easily I could say that, right? Now I know this is my GSI1, this is my GSI2, and again, based on your access pattern, you can set up sort keys. So for example, again, for a given ticket, I might want to filter out by due date. I might want to filter out by status. So this can become my SK1, GSI1, SK1, GSI1, SK2. Essentially sort key, that is your local secondary index. You can add multiple LSI, right? So again, let me show you how the end one looks like, and this will make sense, I swear to God. So let me go here. So now look at this. So what are my access pattern? Again, I'll try my best to go over the paint, and again, try to focus your attention on the cursor that I show you. So let me take out the pencil. So this is my GSI, right? For a given ticket, fetch all the user, right? I can get all the users, right? Makes sense, right? Now for a given user, fetch me all the tickets, right? Makes sense, right? Access pattern. Now let me show you. So that's my data, how it looks like in DynamoDB, right? Now look at this. For a given ticket, show me all the users who are working on that. You see GSI. So basically this one, right? Now for a given user, show me all the tickets. That's my GSI2. So for a user, fetch me all the tickets. So here I can see user 1 is working on ticket 1, is working on ticket 2. The status of ticket 1 is open. Here also the status is open. Here is the ticket name, work on documentation. He has got 2 tickets. Here is his due dates. Right, I could see that, right? User 2 is assigned ticket bug fix, right? And here is the due date and it's in progress. You see how I'm saying, right? So that's your access pattern, right? So what I'm trying to explain you is when you have many-to-many modeling, always refer the many part. So for example, in the user, I'm referencing the ticket, and the tickets, I'm referencing the user. You observe what I'm saying? And those becomes your GSI, and that's the way you can query the data much more efficiently. So what I'm saying now, if you observe, for a given user, fetch all the tickets, and I can sort on here as well. So I can say for a given user, fetch me all the tickets that start with the month 2020-01. So I can fetch all the ticket in January, I can fetch all the ticket in February, and all of that happens super fast, right? I could do that, right? Makes sense, guys? Now same thing happens with the hopefully this makes sense with tickets, right? For a tickets, fetch all the user, right? So on ticket 1, who are the user working, right? I could also filter by status, right? I could say, filter by, status this, status that, right? XYZ. If needed, I could also filter down by due date, right? So all of these are some of the access patterns, right? So again, this is how your data looks like. I know it's weird, but this is how NoSQL works, guys. You just have to get used to it, right? So again, for a ticket, here you can see for the ticket GSI1, I can fetch all the user. I can fetch the information about the username, their profile picture. It's an object, right? So I can fetch all of the items there. My second view is the user. So for a user, I can fetch all the tickets that they are working on, the ticket name, the ticket description. Remember, if you see, ticket description is an S3 link because the description can be large, right? So I essentially stored that on S3 and have the key here in the Dynamo table. That's how we efficiently design DynamoDB tables, right? This is also called as a single table design, right? Very popular. Now, let me just quickly see if my camera works. All right, so as an exercise, try to take all the information I've provided. Now add as item, for example, comments. Each tickets can have multiple comments by a user. How would you add that in this model? That is something you guys want to think and try it out as an exercise. So I hope these exercises are valuable and you find value in these YouTube videos, right? If you do find values, make sure to share with your coworkers, your colleagues. What I'll do is I'll leave the Excel file where I have written everything in a very neat way, so you guys can refer to that, and also the problem statement in the description. So do check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying all these amazing contents. Do make sure to leave a like and your feedback in the comments, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.